Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everybody. It's Brother T, a Freemason and cigar enthusiast with VCR, and we got the tapes rolling on another cigar review video for you folks. We got the R keeping us company today, so that's always exciting. Today we're going to be smoking, as a follow-up to the Wiseman Maduro video, the elgueguense. I guess what is the natural version, the non-Maduro iteration of the same. Again, this is because of this great anticipated 5-year anniversary chest release that's coming out here any day. It was supposed to be the end of September, beginning of October. Seems like it's the end of October, maybe the beginning of November. But que sera, sera, they say all things in life that are good are worth waiting for. So don't let me down, Nick Melillo. Don't let me down. First impressions. It's a very stiff pack. It's paper bag in texture. It's almost a creamed coffee in color. It has a matte finish, doesn't strike me as overly oily. Tight visible seams, minimum veins, and it completed with a triple cap. Pre-light aroma, chocolate, quite chocolatey, a nut, and almost a cornflake or saltine cracker note. More cornflake than saltine cracker. Let's cut it and light it. Initial notes: hay, slight leather, wood, cream on the retrohale, maybe a little black pepper. Draw: it's moderately dense, slightly creamy, not very oily to the lips. All right. A little over an inch in so far. The notes we have: chocolatey sweetness. There's an earth quality. A bright hay, wood, and a slight nut. Pretty dynamic already. Smoke is pouring off the foot like its Maduro brother did in our previous review of that Wiseman Maduro sample. All right, hitting the halfway point. Right now, flavors of rich chocolate at times, really rich in fact. Wood, slight leather, a little bit of nut. Right now, primarily though, it's very forward with the chocolate. There have been intermittent bits of what I would call coffee bitters. Not quite as coffee forward as much as that kind of bitterness that you'd associate with a really black coffee. Just speaking a little bit to the blend, it has a Corojo wrapper and binder, and the filler as well as the binder and the wrapper are all grown in Nicaragua, making that a Nicaraguan Puro. All right, getting to the point where it's time to undress this guy. Remove the band. There we go. We can chat about that band. Quality paper stock. It's essentially a recreation or another iteration of what is found on the Wiseman Maduro. So it has embossed elements, great iconography, sophisticated color palette, and it's very evident there was a lot of time and effort put into the band. Well done. The notes that I'm getting right now: still a rich chocolate. There's an earth quality. Hard to place mineral, almost bordering on a rock, but not quite there. I would usually attribute that more to a rocky earth, but it is a very distinct mineral note. There are bits of dry cherry at times in the last third, which really caught me off guard. Fantastic. We still have a little bit of that coffee bitters that's hanging on. It's becoming a little bit more common now that we're in the last third. The run up to this, it was maybe intermittent notes. Now it's getting to be a little bit more commonplace. In terms of construction, started off with a very firm pack. Loosened a little bit as we drew down on the cigar and it warmed up. Ash held on for about 1-inch increments. Burn, it needed some touch-ups, but overall didn't really take away from the smoking experience. The draw started a little stiff, but as we moved into the last third, it really opened up. At the beginning, I'd bill it as maybe moderate in terms of smoke density and slightly creamy. Now towards the end, it very much is dense, creamy, thick smoke. Not really so much oily. There is a slight coating on the mouth. And there's a finish there of wood. I don't know if I called that out in our earlier tasting notes. It's a medium in terms of blend. Strength, I wasn't sure if it would edge up a little bit as we get down to this last little bit, but it seems to be holding steady. This is another great offering from the Chief of Broadleafs, Nick Melillo. There's no real heat to it. There was a slight black pepper at initial light, but overall that was really limited to the beginning. It strikes me primarily as a sweet noted cigar. The Wiseman Maduro kind of had an identity crisis of sorts, and we say that playfully. It went from savory to sweet, sometimes neutral. This one is very much a sweet noted cigar. That doesn't mean that the Maduro is bitter or worse. I think we've all dated somebody bipolar. It just makes it more exciting. This wraps up the review of the elgueguense. I am Brother T with VCR, and as always, smoke 'em if you got 'em.